Hello everyone and welcome back to Build with AI series. Today we are going to explore the new multi-token drafters released for the Gamma 4 family by Google. This brand new update accelerates the Gamma 4 family by delivering up to 3x speedup. Using this latest update, I'm going to build a local chatbot which can accept multimedia documents just like ChatGPT, Gemini or Claude. So let's dive in. So what is this new update about? When we look at the standard LLM models and their inferencing, their technical reality is that they are memory bandwidth bound. Because the processor spends most of its time moving billions of parameters from VRAM just to create a single token, we hit a significant latency bottleneck, which means each output takes a lot of time to generate. These standard LLMs use autoregressive technique, which leaves most of your GPU underutilized, especially when we run these models on our local AI hardware, which means that generating a simple continuation takes exactly the same computation time as solving a complex puzzle problem. To fix this, we need a way to stop generating one token at a time and start predicting the future. This is where speculative decoding comes in. This method decouples the token generation from verification and solves our latency problem. It does it by pairing a heavy target model, let's say Gamma 431 billion parameters, with a lightweight drafter, which is an MTP model or multi-token prediction model. And whenever you have an idle compute power on your GPU, that will be used to predict the several future tokens at once. And then our target model will verify all the suggested tokens from the drafter model in parallel. And if it accepts, it processes the entire sequence of tokens in a single forward pass, so there is no quality degradation whatsoever. And this technique increases the token generation speed significantly. For example, on left side you have the Gamma 4 standard model, and on right side you have the MTP drafter, and you can see it is taken half of the waiting time that is being taken by the standard model, while the quality of output is exactly same in both the output. These numbers are the token generation speed per second. As you can see, it is quite double, so you have the same output quality but half the waiting time. You can also look at the entire process under the hood. So first, the smaller drafter model produces n tokens, which is generated autoregressively, which means one token at a time. Then it hands over these n tokens to the bigger target model. The target model will verify all the n tokens in a single forward pass. The drafted tokens with high probability will be accepted, and otherwise it will be rejected. And because this verification process is happening in parallel, it drastically improves the entire inference speed. To make these drafters exceptionally fast, Google introduced some really clever architectural developments. The drafter models seamlessly utilize the target model's activations, so they don't have to start from scratch. And they also share its KV cache, meaning they don't waste time recalculating the context that the larger model has already calculated. And for the smaller E2B and E4B models, which have effective 2 billion and effective 4 billion parameters, they implemented an efficient clustering technique in the embedding layer, which accelerates the entire generation process. This directly affects the final logic calculation, which was a big bottleneck in the previous architecture. For developers, getting rid of this latency bottleneck opens up entirely new use cases. First, you get improved responsiveness, which is critical if you are building near real-time chatbots or immersive voice applications. Second, you have supercharged local development. So for the bigger versions models, let's say 26 billion and 31 billion dense models, you get incredibly fast speeds on our consumer GPUs directly. Next, you get enhanced on-device performance as well. So if you are deploying these models on some tiny edge devices like Raspberry Pi or directly on your mobile phones, this will generate the outputs faster, which in turn will preserve the valuable battery life of your devices. And finally, we have zero quality degradation. So you get the identical frontier class reasoning and accuracy, just like the original base models of Gamma. By using this model, we also have to take care of the draft token trade-off, because the drafter model can theoretically generate any amount of tokens for the target model to verify. But the target model still chooses to reject some certain tokens, and whenever some tokens are rejected, all the tokens after that are completely ignored. So it is important to know the trade-off when you are selecting the different length of your draft token generation. If you set it to generate more draft tokens, let's say 15 at a time, then there is a high potential of wasted compute, because there will be a high chance that not all tokens will be accepted. But if you generate lesser tokens, the acceptance rate would jump up, because you will only have the tokens that are closer to the initial prompt and not have redundant tokens at the end. And since you are only generating a few tokens, the speed that you will get from the faster drafter model would be reduced. But lucky for us, we do not have to experiment on the best values for these drafter tokens. We can automatically set the num assistant token schedule parameter to heuristic mode, which will automatically adapt the number of drafted tokens for our use case. If all tokens are getting accepted, then this mode will increase the number of drafter tokens by 2, since the current configuration of drafter is getting quite accurate. But if many tokens are getting rejected, it will reduce the amount of tokens to draft by 1, which will save compute power of your GPU. Now, how to get started using this model on your own local PC. The MTP drafters for the Gamma 4 family are already available on the open source community website. You can directly download the model weights from Hugging Face or Kaggle, or directly start experimenting with the inferencing engine from MLX, VLLM, SGLang or Olama. If you are on mobile devices, you can directly download the Google AI Edge Gallery app from the Android or iOS app store. So if you go to the Hugging Face page of Gamma 4 E2B, you'll see that the model card is automatically updated with the MTP version, which extends the base model with a smaller, faster draft model. Or you can also download the model from Olama. Just go to Gamma 4 E2B page, you can see that it is updated just 14 hours ago with the MTP update. So for building the project for the Python IDE, I'm going to use Google Antigravity. If you don't have it installed, just go to new tab and press antigravity.google/download, and you can download the installer according to your platform. Next, you will be needing the Ollama software. So just go to ollama.com/download and again download the installer according to your platform. Antigravity will be used as our Python IDE to build the project and to run the code, and Ollama will be used to run our local AI model. Once you have Antigravity open, you can just go to file and open a new folder and copy the code files that I will be giving in the GitHub link in description and pin comment. So our technical stack for this project would be Python for our code logic and code executions, Ollama for our local LLM model execution, and I will be building a UI using radio library for simulating a chatbot. So first, if you don't have Ollama installed, you just download and install Ollama software from their website. Then we are going to pull the Gamma 4 E2B model with this query and we can just paste it in the terminal. So now it has downloaded the latest model from Ollama. I can close the terminal again. Then I can install the required dependencies. I have them in the requirements.txt file. First, we are going to need radio, and second, we are going to need Ollama. So just copy this query and again go to terminal and paste it here. So now all the libraries are installed in my system. Next, I have built this app.py file which has my UI logic and the inferencing logic with our local LLM model. First, I am importing the Gradio library which will build our UI, then Ollama library to build our local models. The model that I am going to use is Gamma 4 E2B. Then this will be our main chat function which will take the current user message and the conversation history. In the message, there can be some text message or some files also that the user is attaching. So first, I'm getting the text from the prompt. .get is used to fetch the text argument, and if there is no text given, we'll just add an empty string to the prompt parameter. Next, I will try to get the files from the message if there are some files that is attached by user, but if there isn't any, then I will just pass an empty list to this images parameter. Next, I'm going to initialize a messages list. I'm going to get the historical context from the history parameter, and I will fetch both the user messages and the bot messages that are there in the conversation history. And just for simplicity, we are just going to ignore any media attachments that were there earlier, and we'll only take the text from the conversation history, convert them to string, and add them to the messages list with the user message going as the role user and the assistant message going as the role assistant. Then we'll fetch the current message from user, assigning the role as user. If there are some images attached also, then we are going to add another parameter that current images is this images. Then we are going to also append the current message in the messages list. Next, we are going to call the Ollama model using ollama.chat. First, we need to give the model name which we have just defined above. If you want to use some other model, you can just directly change the model parameter on top and you don't need to change any code below. Then we are giving the messages history here, and we are giving stream is true, so it outputs all its reasoning and explanation process as well. Then from the response generated, we are going to stream using a real-time typing effect. We are going to process each chunk of the response once at a time, attach the content of that chunk to the partial message, and then yield them one by one, which means it will just print the partial messages one at a time. Then using the Gradio library, I'm going to make a chat interface. The function of that chat interface would be your chat function. It would be multimodal because it will accept text or images. The title would be Gamma 4 E2B local chat, and the description would be that it is a lightning fast multimodal chatbot powered by Ollama. Finally, if this Python file is called, we'll just launch the UI using demo.launch. Now to run this Python file, we just need to go to terminal, type python app.py and press enter. So now our UI has started and it is running on this local URL. You can just press Ctrl and click this and your link will be opened. So now you see you have a chatbot like interface with an attachment icon and a message field where you can give any query you want. Now to test its image analysis, I'm going to use some world population pie chart. I'm just going to copy this image, go to my chatbot and just paste it here. And I'm going to ask a simple question that what continent has the largest population according to this chart, and answer only in one sentence. So now I'll press submit. So you see that image is successfully attached here and the message is also there. And now it has given the response that Asia has the largest population according to this chart. So it is able to analyze that Asia countries are colored in orange. It calculated the sum of all of them and then given us the response very quickly. Second test I'm going to give it is whether it can identify some. So I'm just going to give this image which has very hard handwriting. Even I am not able to understand some words here. So I'll just copy this image, again go to our chatbot, paste it here, and I'm just going to ask it to transcribe this handwritten note exactly. Then I will press submit. So now it has given the output. The first line we can say that is co-judge Lindre, which seems correct. Then there is a Damer Colorado, which also looks like correct in this letter. Next line should be dear sir, but it is saying story but a true story, which I can see is there in some next lines, like this is a true story. So it has jumbled these lines a bit because the dear sir is there in later part of text, but the true story text is coming in front. Next also it is not able to transcribe the full letter because maybe I gave it some very complex example which this 2 billion parameter model was not able to handle. But still the first two lines it is able to correctly capture and also capture the text from the remaining content, but it was not able to handle the overall formatting of the letter. So I've just reloaded the UI and next I'm going to check whether it is able to generate Python code or not. I'm just going to give it this command to write a Python function to reverse a string, no explanations and just the code. So this is a simple Python function. Let's say if it is able to generate it or not. I'll just press submit and now it has quickly given the response that define reverse string s and return s $1. So it is able to correctly generate the Python code that is required for reversing a string. Next, again, I'm going to refresh and move on to my next test case. In this, I'm just going to test its planning mode and whether it is able to solve a generate task for project planning. I'm just going to give it this prompt which asks to write a 3-point bulleted meeting agenda for a new software project kickoff. So I'll just press submit and it has started generating the response that here is a 3-point bulleted meeting agenda for a new software project kickoff. As you can see, the text is streamed live, so it is giving a live chatbot kind of feeling as well. So it has given the 3 bulleted points nicely in the correct format. First is the project vision and goals, then is the scope, deliverables and timelines, and finally roles, responsibilities and next step. I'm giving it very small tasks just to check its output speed because I'm using a 2 billion parameter model which will not be able to solve complex coding or project related tasks. But we can clearly see the improvement using the MTP upgrade on these Gamma 4 models already. Next and the final test would be to check its logical and reasoning capabilities. So I'm just going to refresh the UI and give this query in which I'm saying that I have 5 apples, I have eaten 2, and then I'm buying 3 more. So how much do I have? Be as brief as possible. So I'll just press enter. So ideally it should give 5 minus 2, 3 plus 3, 6, and it has given 6 as expected. So you can see on simpler tasks, the 2 billion parameter model is able to work very well. It was able to identify the first image. On a complex imaging process, it did not perform that well, but in all the 3 other tasks, which was to generate a simple code, a brief project plan, a brief meeting agenda, and a simple mathematical problem, it was able to solve very quickly. So you can utilize this model or some bigger parameter models and build your own chatbot. So there is no need of any internet connection or any worry of going over the usage limits of the frontier AI models. And from privacy front as well, you don't have to upload any data to their cloud servers, as everything you will upload here will stay in your local drives and the model will directly use them for analysis. Comment down below if you have any suggestions for me to build using local AI models. The entire code and the readme file for step-by-step instructions to build the project will be in the GitHub link in the description and pinned comment. So grab the code, test this new model, and follow the channel for more such AI builds, updates and workflows.